Hey there, everybody. This is your favorite YouTuber of all time, Keltic of Keltic Productions, and today I sort of had this strange, I don't know, maybe epiphany, I guess you could call it. It's hard to explain exactly, but some topic has just been on my mind, and I feel like the best way to sort of express that feeling would be to make this video. So, in my previous video, if you haven't watched it already, I ranked my top 25 favorite video games of all time. It was a pretty good video. Of course, you know, I can say that. It had its flaws, yes, but something that really stuck out to me was that there weren't a lot of open world games on it. I feel like I had a lot of complaints with the list, but I don't think I would truly change anything drastically. But yes, one of the main issues was there's no open world games on here. I think the only ones I could truly count are Breath of the Wild, Minecraft, what else is there? Don't Starve, maybe, I guess? Mario Galaxy, even though that's not even open world. I genuinely didn't have that many open world games on there. And I've talked to my father, Grandpa Keltic, right? And he was like, yeah, where are the open world games? Where's the GTA 5? Where's the Red Dead 2? Where's the Witcher 3? And it's like, man, I don't really like those games. Okay, I do like those games. They're great games in their own right. But do I love them? No, not really. I don't know. I don't think I'm just that into open world games. And I feel like that's just strange. Yeah, everybody's gonna have their own taste and no one's gonna like the same exact genre. But I love most, if not all, video games. Except for the most popular genre. And it's not that I don't hate it, I just don't care for it. I'm just sort of in the middle, I guess. What's the word? I'm unaffected by open world games, I guess. I just don't think they're that good. And they're not as good as people say they are. It's the whole idea of quality over quantity. And quantity is just all open world games have. I feel like it's just all filling, no substance. You know? Like GTA 5, for example, right? I was watching some gameplay of GTA 5 earlier this week, and it's just not that exciting. It's just not. The story mode, for example, all you do is you're going from point A to point B, right? You start at this one spot on the map, and you gotta go to the next spot. Alright, and then boom, mission's done. And then, or if you want to be really drastic, you can have a mission where there's, you have to go from point A to point B, right? And then you have to go to point C. Shocker, I know. But then, after you get to point C, you have to go back to point A. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that just high octane, exhilarating action? And, just great gameplay. You really feel immersed and your blood's rushing, the adrenaline's fully kicked in. It's just, I don't get it. You just walk around. Most open world games are just walking simulators, you know? And also GTA, with GTA 5 specifically, the world's big, but there's nothing to do in it. There's just not a lot. Yeah, you can have, play golf and tennis, I guess. That's nice. But you can't, go into restaurants. You can go to stores and stuff, convenience stores and clothing stores, and that's nice, but I don't know, it's just simple button pressing, right? It doesn't really feel interactive. I don't think there's an arcade or anything. An arcade would be kind of cool, and I'm gonna get into that a bit later on, but just like something to do. Because all you do is look around, and you can like attack people, you can shoot people with your guns, or beat them up, and then you can drive away from the police. But outside of that, there's nothing else. There's nothing else to do in the game. Like, there's just nothing fun. You just run around, or drive around, or walk around, and that's about it. It's just boring. I feel like games have the ability to be so much more than that, but people love open world games just because they really love walking around, I guess. And one of the arguments I hear is that, the graphics are just really, really good. And it's like, yeah, we live in the day and age where games just have really good graphics, and everything looks beautiful and so realistic. But isn't that kind of boring? Like, yeah, it was cool like 10 years ago, maybe a bit more than that, when, next gen, like Xbox One and PS4 came out. It's like, yeah, wow, this is so breathtaking. I really feel like games look good now. But that's been a while, and, like, no one gives a shit. Right? Because it's just, every game can look realistic, and it's not like it costs a lot of money or a lot of hard work. Like, genuinely, you can just go to Unity or Unreal, and then boom, you can make something really visually impressive. But it doesn't mean it's good. It's easy, it's simple, and like, yeah, it looks realistic, and I love my realism. Oh my god, I love how real this game feels and looks. But it's like, if you only play a game because it looks and feels good, why not just go outside? Why not just go outside and play something, and just like, I don't know, go camping or something, if you're only playing a game just because it looks nice. Because it's going to give you the same exact experience, but real world is going to give you some more genuine fun, I guess, because it's going to actually be real. That's as close to real as you're going to get, my friend. And the games, they're just pseudo-real, they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything, and it's boring. They're just so boring. You just can't do anything fun. And you can do things fun, but it's not creative. Like Breath of the Wild, for example, right? It's one of my favorite games. It's an open world game, but I love it. Why do I love it? In my previous video, I briefly went into that, but at the end of the day, it mainly consisted of, this open world game is so cool because it's so creative and lets you do whatever you want. It doesn't have realistic graphics. It doesn't have, visually impressive graphics because it's, Xbox 360, PS3 generation for Switch, right? That's what generation it's on. It's not the most beautiful looking game, but yet it is in its own right. You open up Breath of the Wild and it's just so colorful and vivid and beautiful and stunning. Like, is it realistic? No, but it's stylized and it's fun. Has a lot of energy and personality. Like, not as many people can make a Breath of the Wild as they can GTA 5. In my opinion, I just feel like it'd be a much more harder and daunting task for the average person. Like, cell shading is also just really cool, and all the characters, they don't look like normal humans. They all like have fun shapes and sizes, and the anatomy is really cool and complex. Or the buildings are also really just diverse, and it's just fun. Everything's so cool and detailed, but it's not realistic. And you can make the argument that, it's just like GTA again, where you're just going from point A to point B. But like, it's going from point A to point B, but times a billion in the independence category. Because you're just having fun, and there's no true objective, right? It's not like GTA 5, where you have to put a little waypoint on the map, right? Follow the little path, go drive, and then you go from point A to point B and then back to point A. You don't do that, really. You have to go find areas. You literally have to go discover things on yourself. Waypoint? No, screw that. You have to either Google it if you really want to, but that kills the experience. Or the better option is just you have fun. You just have fun. Do things on your own. No one's gonna tell you what to do. And yeah, it's gonna be a bit overbearing, but you're gonna have fun. You're gonna see this thing for the first time. It's like, wow, I discovered that for myself. Wow, I didn't just, go on my map and then click the little purple waypoint, and then I went to the location and I found what I was looking for exactly. It's like, no, I was just walking around this one direction, and then boom, I found this little giant fish village, and everyone's swimming, and I have to go navigate the storm and everything. It's just cool. Like, what other game can you do that? It's free. It's alive. And you really make your own missions in Breath of the Wild. You aren't told what to do. Like, yeah, you could go to that fish village and swim around and try to survive that storm and everything. Or you could not, and you could miss it entirely. And that's completely up to you. If you're just a guy who's like, man, I just want to do the main mission, be over with it. Okay. That's it. You just go walk up to Hyrule Castle, kill Ganondorf, and then boom, you're done. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, see you later. You're done with the game. But if you're like, man, I just want to keep dumping hundreds of hours into this game, then yeah, you can do that too. Right? You're like, you can go discover tons of little secrets. There's 900 Korok seeds, 900 little baby plant men, and little baby mans, right? And there's no way to figure out where you are without looking up the guide. You just have to guess, and you'll just walk around, and you'll see like a suspicious looking rock. You'll like hit it, and then boom, secret. Wow, good job. And then you get enough of that, you can upgrade your character, you can upgrade your stats, and it's just wow. I get rewarded for just doing things on my own, and it's like, yeah, you do. You can do whatever you want. And that's just crazy. That's awesome, right? You can just, you're meant to, and you're told to just do things by yourself. And then there's like, really challenging tasks. It's like the Master Sword. You have to have a certain amount of hearts to open the sword. But say, you're going to you have to find a random shrine that's also not told where it is. You literally have to just look around for like little glowing orange things, orange like towers, but very small towers. You go into them. You have to solve this really sometimes difficult puzzle, and then if you do that, wow, you granted your ability to either get more stamina, get more hearts. It's like, wow, that's awesome. The game didn't tell me to do that. It encouraged me to do that. I told myself to do that. Is that what, like, gaming should be? Where, the player truly feels like they have control over what they're doing and that they have actual fun? I just feel like video games, they should be interactive. It's like, man, it's like in Zelda. You can literally just grab random fruit and meat, and then if you put it into a fire, wow, you can cook it. And there's tons of recipes. The game doesn't tell you how to get any of them, or it'll just give you slight hints at times. You just have to experiment and try, I'm going to use this piece of meat with this random, like, electric fruit. And it's like, wow, I gain health when I eat that, and I gain resistance to electric damage. That's so cool! And then you're going to remember that. It's like, wow, I did that. I did that myself. Isn't that cool? Like GTA, no, you can't do that. Like, the game literally tells you everything that you can do, everything that you will do. And you're probably gonna do it. But it feels like you're not playing a game, but you're just, like, going to the grocery store, doing your chores or whatever, and you have, like, a long little list. And each time you do something, you just cross it off. Just get your pencil, cross it off. And then you're done. And it's like, wow, got that over with. But how is that fun? How is that engaging? And there's other open world games, right? For example, I'm gonna use Witcher 3, because Witcher 3 I feel like it's a good open world game, but it's really bad. But on the opposite side of the spectrum, where GTA is, because I feel like while GTA doesn't have enough things to truly do, I think Witcher does, but also not really. It's like, whatever, I guess. I don't know. Because there's just too many side missions, too many main missions, and for the side content in Witcher, right? I'm just gonna list some things that you're gonna have to do. And it's gonna be pretty generic, okay? You really have to detect things with your little detection meter. Wow, we got a little camera, and then boom, well, it's not even a camera, but it's just like secret vision, and you can find glowing things, and you just use that to investigate clues to go from point A to point B, and then at point B you have to go kill a monster, and there's a good chance that you probably fought that monster hundreds of times before. And it's like you're gonna get familiar with all the different monsters and everything, because you're just told to keep killing them, and then you get your money, and then you can buy new weapons, and that just makes you get more damage, so you can fight the same enemy but a bit stronger. And it's like the character designs are cool in Witcher. I'll give it that. It's like it's really interesting. It's a really cool story, and all the characters have really cool designs. I like it, but at the end of the day, all the gameplay is quite literally just, oh, this guy's gonna keep hitting you, so you have to go, oh, dodge, roll, hit, boom, and then that's it. It's just like a small guy, you just dodge, and then you hit him. And like, yeah, there's some magic, I guess, but all of it just does like the same exact thing, so what's the point? I don't know. But like, outside of just killing things, and you can talk to people, I guess, but like the dialogue doesn't do anything. It's just gonna change like one or two cutscenes, and you can easily just look up what the other cutscenes are and not even watch them, but just read like a review of what happened. Like once you get one ending, you've practically seen all of them, or at least know what the other endings are probably like. And then also in The Witcher, it's like, what else do you do besides killing things and like riding your horse? It's like, there's a card game, which is really cool, and I'm glad that they added that, because that's something additional you can do. But that's about it. Like, once you're done killing things and investigating clues, so you can go find secrets, and so you can either A, kill something at the end of that secret, or find a cool item that will help you kill things. It's like, it's so redundant. And it's just another laundry list. It's just a list of chores. It's boring. And then, now for example of another, a good open world game, in my opinion anyways, is Yakuza 7 Like a Dragon. Yakuza is the definition of how you make a really cool open world game. Because there's like, all the Yakuza games in general, not just 7, but 7 is really focused on being open world, and it's JRPG. But it's a fun JRPG that's open world. It's a fairly small map, like, it's probably just the size of GTA 5 City, and pretty much smaller than that. But you can't drive around, you can't really fast travel, and it's a bit of an inconvenience to fast travel. So you just have to walk around. And yes, there's like a list of everything you can do, but what's fun about it is that there's so much you can do in this small little area. It's quality over quantity. Right? So you play Yakuza, and it's like, yeah, you have to beat up guys, and yeah, you have to go from point A to point B to beat up guys, but that's just like a small percent of the rest of the things you can do in the game. Like, for example, you can do go-karts, right? Like a Mario Kart spin-off, which is pretty different and unique. You can go to arcades, you can play a bunch of old, like, Sega games, or go to a claw machine. You can play pachinko, I'm pretty sure. Mojang, I'm pretty sure. You can also play. You can play a bunch of different board games, play old video games. There's a little mini game where, actually a pretty big mini game, should be called a big game, where you're really managing your finances and everything and have to run a company, and it's quite literally like its own little tycoon game within this open world JRPG. And then besides that, you can grow food in your gardens. You can like scavenge vending machines for spare loot. You know, you can go to this bar and you can talk to your party and your friends and everything, and your relationships grow the more you talk to them, and then you get stronger because of that. You know, it's just really cool. And then, you know, you have to go help people out. There's just a lot you can do in Yakuza Like a Dragon. It doesn't feel like stale at all. And it's semi-realistic, right? Visually, it's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice looking game. But you're not going into a Yakuza game because it looks realistic. You're going into it because it looks fun. Alright, everything's just really goofy and zany looking. You have to, you know, do a lot, and it just looks nice that you're doing a lot. And like everything, like the attacks look nice and look beautiful. Just all the movements and everything. The music is very nice, and it feels good. You know, you're playing this open world game, and you really feel like you're in like this own separate pocket dimension. You know, you don't feel like you're just a dude who's just walking around the real world. You feel like you're a literal Yakuza member with your little cronies, and you're just having the time of your life, and everything's just silly like an anime or something. But it's fun. It's funny. It's different. It's unique. Alright, GTA 6 is never going to be like Yakuza 7. I'm sorry, but that's just the case. And then there's like Red Dead, and then Red Dead falls in between the lines of Witcher 3 and GTA 5. And I feel like with Red Dead, it follows the same really poor formula, which is going to point A to point B, back to point A. That's all you do. And you can do a bit more in GTA, but it also feels like Witcher, where, like, you're doing all this stuff, but it really doesn't do much of anything, I guess. Like, you can fish, I guess, and you can go hunting, but that just gives you, you know, items to, like, heal yourself in combat, and it's like, it's pointless. It's pointless. And, like, finding all, like, the small little collectibles in both Red Dead and GTA, it doesn't do anything. It just gives you, like, a boring, like, 2-second cutscene, and then you're done. And it's not engaging at all, and it doesn't feel like it's trying to, I don't know, grab your attention. And I feel like there's no freedom in Red Dead. Like, you can go into different places and stuff, and you can go into a bit more buildings than in GTA. But not that much, really. And you know, you can find like a lot of interesting stuff, I guess. But it just doesn't feel that engaging, I guess. It doesn't feel like there's any real point to do any of it, because it doesn't help you do the objectives that you're really forced to do. Unlike Zelda, where you're not forced to do any real objective besides the main one, and even then you don't have to do it. But like Red Dead, you have to do every mission. It's a narrative game. It's all focused on the story. You have to do all the main missions and go talk to the people. And, you know, you like, yeah, you can go into a random house and like there's an old lady you can try to mug. But what's fun about that, I guess? Like, yeah, the game basically just told you to go in there. You know? It's just, if there's a building, you just go into it. And you can see all like the small little buildings on the map, really. It's just not that fun. It's just, I don't get the point of doing anything in open world games, I guess. I just feel like they're all very stale and repetitive and realistic and boring. You know, I want my games to be fun and creative and really feel like they have a lot of thought put into them, not just like a lot of hard work put into them. That's another gripe I have with open world games, though. Just came to me right now. And that has to go to the fact that open world games are such hell to develop. A literal living hell. like, yes, I said before that you can make a realistic game fairly easily, and I'm not going to go against my word on that, because I believe that is true. But I feel like, the AAA open world developers, the, torture of their employees. And, yeah, they can choose not to work on it. They could work on something else, but if you want a job, you have to, make the living. And you probably care more about the game than, some greedy guys in suits care about how much money they make from this open world game. They don't care that it's open world, they care that it makes them money. Alright, if, little, I don't know, indie farming games made the most money in the world, then yeah, they would all make farming games. Every single game would be a farming game. But open world games, they're pretty hard to make. They're just pretty hard to make. You put way too much detail into it that doesn't add any real substance. It's not like, wow, this horse shrinks their balls when it's cold. It's like, okay, that makes the game better? Why did you add that? I don't care. No one cares. No one cares. Okay? But you probably just made some employees take grueling hours so they can add the shrinkage on the horse in cold weather. It's just, I don't get it. Just make your employees relax a bit instead of forcing them to work insane hours to make a game that's just boring and overly realistic and nothing you can actually do in it. It's just looking at things. It's just observing. It's observing a camera, I guess. Observing a camera in a digital world that's 99% like yours. And I just don't get what's so appealing about that, What am I missing out on, I guess? 'Cause I don't feel like I'm missing out on much on anything. But maybe that's just me, I think there's so many other better games out there because they're actually fun and engaging and make me feel like I'm playing something instead of watching a movie. Not saying that there's anything against watching movies and shows, but I feel like it's kind of disrespectful to make a game that's really just a movie or a show. I mean, you could have just made a much better film or show about that game. But I don't know. If I'm being honest. I can't tell you. But maybe that's just me. I know, I sort of went on a tangent, and it just came to my mind, and I was like, it's just open world games. I don't get it. They're overrated. Open world games are so overrated, and it's silly. It's just silly. I think that the best games out there aren't open world. You may have open levels and very large large-scale levels, but the best games aren't open world. Alright, the most realistic games are open world, and the most soulless, lifeless, torturous, very boring games are open world. I don't think any real indie game, or any real good indie game, or just something interesting like horror or platformers, I feel like they all have something interesting to them, and they're all their own story. Open world games will never be that. Open world games are just meant to look nice and get shit. And I think that's a good way to end this little rant I had. I feel like maybe games should just be more fun and creative and should have an actual fun essence to them, and I should have fun playing them and feel amazed, I guess, instead of just playing a game and almost falling asleep. But maybe that's just me. If you like open world games and you like falling asleep to them, then good for you. Alright, I'm not gonna stop you because of that. No, you want to play an open world game? I say do that. You want to play Assassin's Creed 34? You can play Assassin's Creed 22. You can play Assassin's Creed 53. I don't care. Have fun. Have your own opinions. Form your own taste. Do whatever you want. I'm not the boss of you. But that's about it. Alright, so, see you guys later. And I hope you have a nice day. Bye-bye.